And we should be live. So let's open up Chrome and see. Oh, and also let's play some music in the background. For me, that one. Alright, that sounds good. And now, before we start, I'm gonna copy and paste a link to Pinstagram. Done. All right. Back to projects. And then also VS Code. And let's run it. Oh yeah, and the sketch. So today we're gonna work on the project subpage, like so. All right, let's see. The project subpage right now needs maybe context for the navigation to be black. Yeah, let's do that. Hey Ritwig, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. What are you up to tonight or today? I very quickly made myself spaghetti. For dinner. Almost didn't make it to cook it through. Alright. View data is gonna be projects, and we have sketching. Hey! What's up, INSJCM? Working on a Java project today. What's that project? Os Tokoistas. Current site is gonna be projects. Oh, we can do that. Conditional. So navigation. Leave. And then the Navbar. Let's see if that one. No, let's have a look at Bootstrap. If there is already a predefined class. Components, Navbars. And then we have Navbar dark background dark. All right. Like this. That looks good. Yeah, we could even... Just keep it at background dark. Working on my work from home iOS internship while watching you. AJ! That sounds good. Perfect. And Ritwig, the Java project, what is it about? Is it homework? Or is it a secret project? So we have project leave for a single project, and we have projects as the site itself. It says all projects. We don't need that. Do we need the container even? Yeah, we need the container, but for each, so we don't need any of that actually. All we would like to do is say, because we will provide a list of projects into the view, project list, we want to say for project in project list, say project.name, right? Render that. Maybe even text dark, like so. So it can work from here. Let's see. We have projects, view data, current projects, side projects. All, and we should have at least one project that says name. Project list. What if, let's see. There we go. It's underneath the, I guessed it. So we see it actually. Let's say padding top 5. There we go. This is what we get from the backend. The full project object. What's wrong here? Cannot set property in ratio of null. Because this one is not given. Laurent, good evening everyone. Hey, good evening Laurent. What are you up to? And welcome to the stream. Instagram scraper.js, so we just have that here. Element, and let's just say whoops, just like so. I think this should fix our error, because it will only run when it's given. We could actually say we want to run the whole thing only if it's given. That would make more sense. So we're not running a request in the background when we already know there won't be an element to put the result into. Fernando, hey, welcome to the stream. And via viral Vaikala as well. Good morning from India. Hey, good evening from the States. Working on my website, realizing I'm clueless when it comes to designing for web. My tip is just take a huge inspiration of Dribble or right? I mean, you might know that already, Dribble or Behance. And then go from there. And then I also keep it simple with Bootstrap all the time as well, as you can tell. Guys, does anyone know how to replace search display controller? Should reload table for search? I know it's outdated, but I want to see if there's any way to replace it. Thanks. Search display controller. What is it for? It doesn't sound... I haven't heard that in iOS. Or is it actually for iOS game development? So now we fixed this one. And what we want to do next is adjust our partial for right here for project, because each project is now we can also later have a look at the CSS. So each project is gonna have a title, a description, and a button, and an image. And the image is always in the second half, and depending on what it is, what we defined, landscape, portrait, or website, is gonna be one of those. So we're gonna create a component that is capable of handling all of these different things depending on what type we passed into. For example, here, just based on that. That's gonna be fun. So let's just remove all of that and start out clear. So we will have a project div that's gonna be all wrapping like all the other elements and have a background color. So that's gonna be this one. I think we will also have to define right here, view project, the background colors, background color, and then say for example red, graphite, orange, peach, and now as well say background color like so, and this we want to be red. Okay, cool. This should be fine now, and we don't need that anymore at all. Just silencing the error. This should run. Doesn't go. Oh yeah, string, and then obviously encodable. Okay, this is running, and what we can do now is we can say, hey, by the way, project dot background color. This should have project side H2. We should be able to say right here embed, and then resources views. I don't know where it starts with embed. I think let's have a look at the others. Example home. We'll start at home right away, so that would then say partials. Does it start from, because this one would say layout, and we are with projects in here, so layout, yeah, partials, and then project. But I'm thinking right now, this will not work out. Tarzan, hello, you moved out from Europe and now you stream at 4 AM here, rip. Oh, why are you up so late or so early? UI search controller. Alright. Search display controller, so old I didn't even know it. I'm thinking right now, because each project, if I embed that, partials project.leave. Oh yeah, no starting. Let's see, let's do I'm not sure if this will work out, because from what I know it will display Momoko, but it will say red for the background. However, let's try and say we add another project, for example. Portrait, and then graph it. And that's gonna be social down. And then the link URL, it's basically all of that. Okay, let's run it. I just finished coding and saw on Instagram that you're streaming, but other days I just watch restreams. So you watch the streams, or you really watch the streams that are in the past? That's interesting to know, if that's something you do. I wouldn't have expected anyone to watch streams that are, say, from yesterday or so, but yeah, that's, I think, is the reason why I'm keeping them uploaded. So it works the way we want it to work. For each project, we're using the project partial. That's it for projects already, actually. All we have to do now is work on partials and the CSS for it. Let's see if we have a project CSS already. Doesn't seem like it. Sites, let's do one. Let's create one. And here we say project, some general styles. So we want 500 pixels. And project that also have red should have a background color off. Let's grab it from here. I think they are all... No, they are not all. They are gradients. So we're gonna always have gradients. That's good. Let's include that as well into our layout base, I think. Yes, right here. So now we have already the section, as you can see. And let's go to home, because we have the linear gradient that we want to use. Bottom right, perfect. Actually, we want to have all of that. And then the background is gonna be by default, what? White? No. Actually, we don't need a default because we have the requirement of providing a non-optional value for the background colors. That means it's always given. I download streams to watch them later, even more than once. Haha, nice. That's cool. Yep, now you're streaming so late in Europe, so I'm watching next day when I wake up. I'm happy. I'm super grateful for your support, guys. Okay, let's have a look into the color here. From top left, it's gonna be this one for red. On top right, it's gonna be this one. And save it, and voila. We have the gradient color. Also, all the text should be white by default. It's just color. Interesting. Because we have text dark here. This one overrides it. We actually don't need text white, because we have that as a default already. So look at that. Now let's do the other colors too. So there's gonna be graphite, right? And then we said orange. What is going to be your next project? The next project that we most likely will start by next week is gonna be the fitness app we planned. Dobranoc, Nathan. And thanks for sticking around for at least like 30 minutes, although it's super late. Of course, I can read Polish and I understand also Polish. Probably 80% or 75%, I would say. And we said Peach. Hopefully see you tomorrow, or I mean in the restream. Let's get the color for graphite. I don't even know if it's graphite or graphite or... Angel, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Nice, I will watch the rest of the stream tomorrow for sure. Bye. Alright, have a good night, Tarzan. Or is it Tarzan or Tarzan? Probably not even your real name, right? Anyway, have a good night. Now orange. Hey, how come so late today? No notification? So Ritwik, you actually enabled notification? That's cool. Did you enable the counter notification on Instagram or the notification on YouTube? Not sure if that one works for live stream. Let's get... Oh, I see right now a subtle design detail that I implemented previously. Right now we have just the boxes one after another, but here I'm actually, for each container, I have a shadow going inside. I wonder if I should do that because it looks nice here. Yes, I did on YouTube for live stream. That's awesome. So that means you're gonna be probably the first one always, as just like today. Let me see. Should I? Make myself a little bit smaller. Let's see, we have this one. Frame 2. Oh yeah, we can remove that one. That frame is visible, that face cam is visible. Let's see if we can smaller both at once. No, we can not. Just so you can see a little more. Okay. Oh, actually, do you actually see the whole screen? For some reason, I feel like it was cut off. Oh, one snap, of course. You couldn't see the whole screen because I didn't set it to full HD. Scaled full HD. Also, I wonder why. Let me see, desktop 1. Display 1, it's gonna be this. Display 2 is this. Okay, perfect. Now let's fix that really quick. Like so. What's that? So, that should be better now. Better readable. And more to see as well. Go, reached my college, bye. Okay, hey, have fun at your college, and thanks for joining and sticking with us and talking. I did receive a notification, but was out of home. Alright. Yeah, see you around Ridwick. Okay, we got both of that. Momoko social down. What we could do is we could do all projects now for, so like Somerset Swift Conference and Vapor Berlin. Just copy and paste all of that in here. And this is gonna be social down? We already did that. Oh no, it's gonna be server-side Swift. So server, and this is gonna be website. Or just web. Right? Yes. And orange and server-side Swift. Like so, the link URL. We will have to fix the image at some point, but for now, I can leave it like so. Okay, that's fixed, and now the same thing for Vapor Berlin. Vapor Berlin. Let's get the website URL. Run it, and we should see now all sections. Oh, those are pretty similar. Oh yeah, because this is the orange. We want peach. Now, those are the two apps I have, and the two websites. So here, what we need is a container. If you look at the design, we want a container, right? That will keep the things in the middle and have, say, a margin or padding left and right. And then we will have just two sides, one full of text with button and one containing the image. So, container, and then just one row. And in here we will have call, oh yeah, we can have full, we should have full width for mobile, and then beginning from tablet, half. And there we can say, here we can say this. Basically it's the same. Except that it's gonna be the image. So now we have two sides. We can start working on that one here. Say H3. Project, what was it named in the backend? Description. So now we should see the description of it. Multitasking, eating and coding is a big time saver. Yes, it is. And streaming. And hey Cyber. I think I didn't say hey before because you didn't appear before in the chat. Alright. Project should have the H3 should be and 300. Let's have a look. Save. Oh. That looks similar to this one, right? Except that I'm wondering why this is not aligned. Probably. Let's just remove padding left 0. Let's just remove the padding on the left side. Navigation. Solved. Aligned. Did you try SwiftUI yet? Yes, I did. I did some starter things like table views, detail views, button navigation, interactions, just to get a feel or a hang of it. And it's super nice. And then also state and so on. You can actually read about it because I think those are my latest articles. I have SwiftUI detail view, binding, state, and dynamic list identifiable. And if you go in here, for example, you will see that I did a GIF to show you what's the result of the article. And then I also did a YouTube tutorial, and then I wrote the article from scratch for you to follow along to understand, say, dynamic lists or again state or binding and how to do a detail view. I'm coding my social media app with SwiftUI. It's so much easier. Oh yeah, nice. I'm doing the Firebase part right now. Which storage software do you use? First of all, that sounds really good. I'm super curious whether, do you have an MVP plan, like the minimum viable project plan, where you define what's the core of your social media app and then you release it and then you continue developing it? I use for storage. You mean for as a backend, right? to store data in a database, so to say. So Vapor Cloud was one of the options, but it's shut down. And I have 2 DigitalOcean droplets, and I set up my own server environment and everything there, and then I deploy the projects there. Even my website also runs on DigitalOcean. But in the future, I'll look into some cloud providers like Heroku just to see if I can optimize that so I don't have to set the environment myself, or I do it using Docker. So yeah, what do you mean, like certain features? Oh, I mean, for example, a social media app could just start off with, you have the user, right, with authentication like registration and login, and then you could just have, I don't know what the social media app provides in terms of what you can post, if it's just pictures, just video, just text, all 3 of them, or a combination of one of them. And then if you say, hey, your social media app starts off just with users who can post text, right, and then the design obviously and all of that, and then adding friends or following someone, I'm not sure how your architecture will be, or subscribing to something, that would be probably the most minimum amount of features that you would need to have something that actually works and creates value. And from there, if you release that and get some feedback from users, how it's used and how it feels, you can incorporate feedback while you develop the next version to, say, enable them to post pictures or videos or whatnot, you like write messages, direct messages, or something like that. Which one is the best to start off free? Oh, I don't know. I think Heroku has a free plan. I haven't looked into it. So get started for free. That obviously tells you already. What's their plan? So free hobby. So free is gonna be. That's not for, for life projects. Sleeps after 30 minutes of inactivity. So you would want to have the hobby after some time. Inactivity, I don't know how it measures inactivity. It might be like deployment. So you would have to deploy every 30 minutes to wake up your backend. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. What else? We have the button. And that's just a link. Hey, who told you to go down there? Main feature is already made. That sounds good. Do you mind sharing what your main feature is, or is it a secret? Let's do the button. That's gonna be fun because it's a little bit custom. So right here we will have it's basically a link. And then we say project dot, what was it? Link URL. Why am I saying link URL? I don't understand. Oh, image URL, link URL. Okay, that makes sense. What if we just say URL? Project URL. Let's just say project, like so. Oh, we have to know whether it's... Oh, we do know. Okay, so... And we want the target to always be... not black. So what we can do here is... if project dot kind is equal to, say, web, it should say website. Something like that. It didn't run because I renamed it. If project App Store, website. What was your biggest challenge in web dev till now? My biggest challenge in web dev? WebSockets. I think that. Cyber. Do you mean getting the test flight? Sure. Let's say button, and it was light, I think. So there we go with some default styling, right? We can even keep this one, this is most simple. And then we say also, this time we say margin top, let's say 3, like so. And then if we click on the App Store, we actually get to the App Store, to the app. And here, social down. Let's do it like that, it's more readable, I think. Okay, so we got the left side set, I would say. Right? And now we can go to the right side and say create some images. For example, the Momoko image. It's gonna be with the iPhone. So I was wondering whether I should just export the frame, and then that's gonna be easier for the future, and only have to provide the screenshot, and then say, hey, if it's landscape, I just provide one screenshot and it will position it correctly already. Same applies for portrait. I will provide 2 images and it will position it correctly by CSS already. And this one, instead of having to create these frames over and over again, because in the simulator to create a screenshot is just like Command S, right? And then same for here, just screenshot your whole screen and then upload it, done. Else I would always have to go into Sketch and do this stuff. So let's do my future self a favor and do the frame stuff. Like a couple of days, before, yes. Yeah, Cyber. So once it's once you want to share it, I'll be here every evening at 7 o'clock and you can let me know. Let's see, that is the frame. So we want to export the frame with a shadow. That's fine. So that is size 500 to whatever. I wonder why this is not 520. Okay, anyway, let's do it. Hey, this is plain white. I don't want that. Why is that? Alright, let's see. Let's copy that. And let's say this is subtracting from this. This should be why isn't it? I want this one. Is this maybe? No, it's not. I don't get why this is displayed like this. Export selector, let's try. Let's see what it does. Yeah, we actually get the frame as we want it. Weird. Okay. Just for the future so I know. So we got the iPhone. Now let's get the double. So subtract, let's just subtract. That didn't work out. Why not? So that and that, if I subtract that, this works. This one should work just fine. Why didn't it work before? And also I don't understand why this would not behave the same either. Oh, there we go. So actually I could just say base and then export this one. So that one should. Okay, cool. And then this one gonna be grouped. Double phone. And we're gonna make this exportable twice. And now we have double and we have landscape. Okay, what else? And then only the laptop is left. Okay, so that is gonna be the base. We need this one and the top, basically, without the inner. So I'm gonna use all of that. Put it in here, group it. MacBook. Say server side. Oh, where did it go? Was it this one? No. That one. Is the MacBook gone? Oh yeah, we should see. Where's the base? No, ignore underlying mask. There we go. So we have the base, and that one I want to subtract from. I wonder what this rectangle is. Do we even need it? No, we don't. So that one goes in here, and ignore underlying mask. And then subtract from that, and so we have display, and then we can remove this one, and then we have the MacBook that we can export once and twice. There we go. We have all the things we need, aside that the top is above. That's not what we wanted. Now that works. Great. This one is having a shadow. Let's see how this one looks with the shadow, because we will have a shadow on our image. Maybe it will look nice, but then also be cohesive or consistent and have a shadow for this one too. And it's gonna be the same. So copy and paste. Whoops. The base, I think like that. I'm trying to remember how to copy and paste styles. Like so. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look again. Now this one has a shadow, yeah? Like the others. All right, so MacBook. Double portrait. And then just landscape. And we're gonna put all of that into here. Images, new folder, say projects. Oh, we do have a project already where we have all the images. That one. Social down. Oh yeah, that's just projects. I should have put this into home. Let's do that. Let's put all of that, because hero, what's hero? Yeah, exactly. What's that? Oh, we don't need that anymore. Goodbye, me. I actually want to move the following 6 files. Yes. Into home. And now also, of course, adjust home. Because home now needs, oh yeah, all of them. So app development now needs to know that it actually can be found in images home. So when we go here, all of them are broken. Whoops. Demonetized. That's fixed. Contact section is fine. Hero. Fixed. Website. I'm trying to move to UID from authentication to database in a Firebase so the users can have custom names. Do you know how to do that? So you want to use UID from authentication so they have custom names. Is that the reason? I haven't used Firebase, so I don't know what the possibilities are with Firebase. But I mean, aren't you... What is the UID used for? That's just the database ID that you basically are not using. I mean, you always can choose email that's gonna be unique too, right? Or you can have username and then first and last name, and the username has to be unique too, which you can use instead of an ID. Most of the times, you don't really want to use IDs or have your, say, website or API shine through the underlying database structure, because from there it's so to say a security breach, making it more, or making your application more vulnerable to be attacked. Because once you can guess how the database structure is, sure, ID is just a little bit of a hint, but then you can try to, circumvent some security measurements that you haven't thought of before. I mean, let alone the ID can be used to count up and see all the other profiles without even knowing them. Okay, we fixed that, and let's back to projects. Or actually, I think that's a good point. It won't be to the public, it will be you're choosing a custom name, however it connects through the database. Or you're choosing a custom name and then connects through the database. I'm not sure I'm getting your question really then. So what I wanted to say is, it's actually, I mean, it's a good point to stop the stream. It's 1 hour and 10 minutes already in. Plan is always between 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. However, I know that doing the frames for all the sections is going to be more than half an hour, and we can just easily put that into tomorrow's stream, and then also create here the actual images, put that back in. Like so. Okay, say your username on Instagram is Martin Lasek. The UID is some weird number and letters. I need to connect that. How? I mean, normally you can just have your column username, and then if you want to have user or a unique, say, hash, you just have then another column. So you're not storing, when someone registers themselves, right, you're creating a new set of data for your database to be inserted, and before you do so, you also create a unique ID, and that's something you are inserting alongside all the user data into the database as the first set of data. Say someone registers with Martin Lasek, the password, and then click register, and in the backend you just create also the user ID and then say, hey, your database column has actually the ID and the column username, the column password, and the column UID. And from there you can then always not use the Firebase database ID, that's I assume is standard, but always use the UID to do whatever you want to do and use that as an identifier. But you will have to make sure that once you create that UID before you insert to the database that it's actually unique. It's in 2 different sections. Is it? Okay, well then I think the limitations here are for me because based on not knowing how Firebase is structured, and like again, I have never dealt with Firebase. I don't know what they provide and where their limits are. And if you say 2 sections, I don't really know what that means in the context of Firebase. Normally, how you can connect 2 columns to tables obviously is with the ID for a user, right? So you can say if you have the UUID section, like table where this is stored, you also want to have a column that says user ID, and that stores the ID from the other table where you have the user data and where you have the unique ID. So that's how the connection is. Basically a one-to-one connection here. Again, but I don't know how Firebase works and what your possibilities are. Anyway, everyone, thanks for joining the stream today, and let's see if we can finish the right side tomorrow like completely and move on to the next thing that's gonna be, oh yeah, we need some text for the sections here, and then we want to deploy the new website, so maybe we can do that tomorrow. All right, Cyber Angel, have a good night, and everyone else too. Everyone, and hopefully see you all tomorrow. Bye.